Hello, welcome to the Elite Player System, Elite Player Breakdown. Basically we're going to go through every key aspect that every elite player has. So basketball IQ, skills, athleticism, and your mentality and work ethic. Start with basketball IQ. Basketball IQ is basically reading and reacting, how to play the game, and what we call the sixth sense. We'll get into that later. Reading and reacting is a huge part of the game. Obviously, reading and reacting. If you don't know what that is, you need to look it up. I'll give it to you kind of a basic, dumbed down version of it right now. Basically, reading and reacting is reading a situation that defense gives you or what the defense does to you. So, reading that the defender is forcing you left, and then reacting, going left or faking left when he moves his feet, crossing back over right, so he's flat-footed. So that's basically reading and reacting. We'll have a different video about that where we'll go more in depth in reading and reacting. Secondly, how to play the game. This is basically game experience and playing a long time. A lot of people call this veteran savvy or, oh, that guy knows what he's doing. Or that guy knows how to play basketball. Basically, this is just knowing what different situations need to be effective, basically. So knowing what this team needs to be effective. So knowing that, hey, this team doesn't need me to be the scorer. It needs me to be a passer and needs me to make this play at this moment. That's basically from experience. Sixth sense is kind of a very advanced thing. LeBron's a great example of this. Sixth is basically knowing where every defensive player is or where every offensive player is. Basically seeing all the court at once. So example, this is, let's say we have a pick and roll. We have LeBron and his defender and Chris Bosh and his defender, right? So LeBron sees his defender, Chris Bosh's defender, and he sees, let's say, Ray Allen's defender. And he sees the help defense. He sees every player on the court, and he's analyzing them. So as he goes out the pick and roll, he sees all the defenders. So he knows that if he sees Ray Allen's defender, slouch off or help in one pass away, which he's not supposed to do. LeBron can fire that pass to Ray Allen for the open three. And if Ray Allen's defender stays on him, he's going to go all the way to the hole, and if something happens and Chris Bosh is open, he's passing Chris Bosh for pick and pop. Basically just knowing and reading and reacting. See, basketball IQ, it's all connected. Reading and reacting to what every other player on the defense does. This is a huge basketball IQ sect and module of basketball IQ. So if you have this, this is really going to be really effective and very valuable to you. Get on the skills. Shooting is a huge thing. Obviously for 7'5", not as big of a deal, but I've never met a coach that doesn't say that who says that he want to love all his players to be able to shoot deadly. So you're going to be able to, especially if you're a perimeter player and you're not that athletic or you're not that tall, shooting is a huge thing for you. If you can be able to shoot from the three-point line and have the long ball, mid-range game, free throw, if you can shoot at least 9 out of 10 from all these areas, then you're going to be just an unstoppable player that way. Because then if you can develop your ball handling, you're going to be even more unstoppable because then you got the ball in your hands and players are going to have no option. Because if they lay off you, you can shoot the lights out and kill them that way. If they get on you, you can use your ball handling skills to go by them and get to different spots on the floor and set up your teammates and get your own shot. And obviously, if you can shoot great, we'll go into this later, but then you can use, if you have limited athleticism, then this is even more important. Because when people are on you, it takes less athleticism, less ball handling skills to get by than if they were, sagging off. We'll get to that more later. Ball handling. Obviously, ball handling is a huge thing. Even if you're a two guard or a small forward or a power forward, if you can handle the ball and you can, get to different spots on the floor, then that gives your offense and your team a whole nother option, and more offensive sets you can run, and also gives you more time to have the ball in your hands. Because obviously, if you can handle the ball, then the ball's going to find you. Because if your teammate who can handle the ball gets a situation, he's going to find the player that can handle the ball the best and give it to him, right? So ball handling's huge. Now, I consider defense a skill. Because even though it's kind of correlated, it is basically correlated with athleticism, it's also hugely will and desire, right? If you don't have the will and desire to lock down your man or, box out or get the rebound, then your defense is going to be all that great. Moving on to athleticism. Now, obviously, not everyone was born with Michael Jordan hops or LeBron's body or Kevin Durant's length and height, but every great player is going to have these things that which you can build over time through hard training and hard work. First, quickness. Quickness isn't really about how fast you can move, but how fast you appear to move, and how fast you can move different parts of your body. So a great example of this is Shaquille O'Neal's move, the Black Tornado. So basically he's posting up on the guy, doesn't have the ball. He's going to throw him the ball though, okay? And his defender is leaning on him because obviously Shaquille O'Neal's bigger than most of his opponents, so his opponents have to lean on him to keep him out of the paint. So what he does is when he feels the amount of pressure that they're putting all the weight on it, he'll spin, use his elbows, his momentum, and he'll quickly spin his feet around, basically letting them kind of fall forward on the ground, and they'll go for alley-oop and they dunk it. Basically, look for any Shaquille O'Neal highlight reel, and you'll see this. Quickness is really about how quickly or how fastly or how fast you really appear to move. Not necessarily how fast you go from A to B, but how fast you appear to go from A to B. Strength is a huge part. Now, obviously, this is relative. A point guard is obviously not going to need to be or is as strong as a center. But if you are as strong as a center as a point guard, then that's a huge advantage to you. Because basketball is really a lot about strength. Because strength obviously is about helps you vertical, speed, explosiveness, and also basketball is a lot. People don't think it's a contact sport, but basketball is a contact sport. You can't tell me in the NBA there's not a bunch of contact, especially in the post. Basketball is really about absorbing contact and giving contact at the right time, being able to take that contact and still being able to finish or move or make the right play and pass, right? Changing speeds. This isn't really about how fast you are, even though if you're really fast, it does help. That's why something like Steve Nash, who isn't that athletic or that fast, is kind of unguardable because he can change speed so well that he keeps his defender off guard at all times. And explosiveness really helps here. Because explosiveness, I'm not going to, obviously, not everyone's going to have the best hops or speed, but explosiveness is what I'm really thinking about. It's kind of more in acceleration terms. Basically, how fast can you go from 1 to 10, which is really about changing speeds. It kind of correlates there too. So if you can explosively change speeds from 1 to 10 and then, from 10 to 0, stop on a dime, you're going to be so hard to guard. It's going to be funny. Next, we're going to quantum mentality and work ethic. If you have all these things, but your work ethic is terrible and you're lazy, you're going to start to plateau. I believe the technical term, you're going to plateau. So basically, you're going to go up in your skill and your improvements, and you're going to straight line, and then you're going to fall. You're going to decline, basically, because you're not working anymore, and your skill and your work ethic is just terrible, so you're not improving in any of these things. A lot of players in the NBA you see are like they stand around the league for a couple years off talent, and then they don't improve. They have the bad work ethic and they're lazy, and then they fall out. Obviously, they're no longer in the league. Let's talk about mentality. Mentality is really about how you view the game and how mentally strong you are. So we're going to confidence right here. Confidence is I'm not going to tell you confidence like Kobe confidence, where I'm the best player at all times. So give me the ball, I'll take every shot. That's not. That's needed in some cases if your team's struggling offensively and you have the skills and the athleticism and the basketball IQ to be able to take over a game. But confidence, is really kind of in a self-awareness aspect. So kind of the confidence to say, hey, I'm a good enough player to where I'm not going to be intimidated by someone who's, super athletic or is a great shooter or, makes these amazing passes or defensive plays. Also, it's kind of correlates to shooting. That if you miss a shot, you have confidence in yourself because you've practiced and you have the skills to say, hey, that's one missed shot. Everyone misses shots. I'll make the next one. Michael Jordan even said, you miss every shot you don't take. This is a guy who's the greatest basketball player of all time, and he even says that he misses, and he's okay with missing. Kind of stumbled on my words there a little bit. Second score kind of calls takeover. Now, obviously, people think of taking over games scoring-wise, but there's different ways of taking over games. You can rebound a game, so you can take over a game rebounding-wise, assist-wise, defensive-wise. LeBron's a great example of this because sometimes he'll take over games with his scoring, with his playmaking, with his rebound, with his defense. Obviously, not everyone's going to be able to have the all-around game that LeBron has. But if you have one aspect in your game that you're great at, that you're elite at, then you need to be able to take over a game at that aspect if your team needs it. So don't try to go into every game trying to, steal rebounds from people or try to score every point or, don't, or like take the ball from the point guard, But if the team, is having trouble in that area and you're great at it, you're elite at it, then, take over the game in that area. This is right here, team. There's no I in win. Being able to play with teammates and make them better is a huge skill on its own. In fact, let's make that a huge part right there. If you can be a team player, make other teammates better, then every coach is going to want you. Not only are you more valuable than a player who can only score, or rebound, because think about it. If you can only rebound, but now you can rebound and make your teammates better by a playmaking sense, then there's one more aspect here that you've added. So you're now more valuable. And also, if you learn how to play with teammates and encourage them, and not be a jerk, and basically not take every shot, and forming relationships with your teammates, and becoming a leader, then you really are an elite player. This is what a lot of separates good players from elite players. Is not being able to play with a team. Because basketball is a 5-on-5 game. It's not a one-on-one game. But there are situations where it's one-on-one, but it's 5-on-5. Okay? So if you have all these things, then good for you. You're an elite player. But if you don't, then you need to check out. You need to check out Basketball Academy. You can find it. I'll put an annotation above somewhere right here. Basically, we're developing a new technology, a new theory, a new idea. Now, a lot of basketball programs, like Taylor Allen as an example, they have great drills, right? I mean, they're pro level drills. But the thing is they're not customized to each individual player. That's where we come in. Instead of having to pay $60 an hour that's a lot of personal trainers charge you $60 an hour for one session. For We're going to give you one low monthly rate, and you're going to get three customized workouts every single month. Now we're going to customize them based on a combine that we're going to take you through. If we can't meet with you somewhere, then you're going to take the combine by yourself. You're going to record your results. You have to film yourself if we can't see you in person. You have to film yourself during a couple of drills so we can kind of get a visual sense of where you're at. And based on those results and those basically how your skill level is, we're going to basically make a customized training program to strengthen your weaknesses and build on the things that you need to have work on. So you're going to get three customized workouts. You're going to get access to our personalized drill library where you can find all the drills that you need to improve on certain things. You're going to have basically the entire program laid out for you so you can see every week, every day. And you're going to also have a very cool feature which we're adding is the basketball review section. So we're going to review products such as shoes, you know, gear and training aids, equipment such as, bags, shirts, shoes, socks, all that stuff. We're also going to have a feature where we do academic stuff. So how to balance basketball with your academics, how to get homework done. We're going to have seminars where we're going to have, people who have excelled at basketball and at academics come in. We're going to do some teaching stuff there. We're also going to have off the court stuff. So weightlifting, becoming more athletic. We're going to have athleticism developing stuff off the court too. We're going to have nutrition stuff so you can learn how to fuel your body correctly. Basically, if you're looking to become an elite basketball player and take your game to the next level, then you need to get Basketball Academy because it's going to be your one-stop shop for everything that you're going to need. And it's going to be coming at a very affordable price so that economics and how much money you have isn't an issue. So basically, there's no more excuses anymore. If you want to be a great basketball player, then you need to check out Basketball Academy. I'm Raleigh. Please subscribe to the channel for more information like this. We will be having a couple more videos coming out in the next couple of weeks describing these more in detail, these different sects and different modules of an elite player by themselves. So please subscribe to the channel. Check it out often.